Hello and welcome everybody to March 2021, where we are going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I've never been to Ireland, but I've seen pictures of the golf courses there, the definition of green. You look at definition of green, come to Ohio in March, definition of kind of a beige, light brown, grass in dormancy. That's kind of what's going on around here. But Ireland, super green. And to celebrate, we have our favorite color on the planet, red. Because it's red. It's actually called deep red, which doesn't make any sense to me because clearly it's candy apple red. Come on, Wilson. This came out in 2001. So it's the 20th anniversary. Happy 20th birthday, Wilson Deep Red 365. They came out with two sizes. There was the 305, the 325, the 305, and whatever that one was. And then they came out with the 365. This was the bigger brother of that one. And then the next year they came out with the big sister, the 425, which was huge for the time, right? So Titanium Club, really interesting. Wilson. And I remember seeing these on the range for the first time in 2001. That's when I started golfing, like 18-hole golfing. Like before that, when I was in school, like I'd been to the range. I hit some golf clubs occasionally, but I'd never been golfing. And so right around 2000 is when I picked that up and I started actually golfing. And I saw these on the range. I was like, oh my goodness, these Wilson clubs, they must be so affordable, but they're huge. It's not like one of these expensive brands like Callaway or something. So I run to the shop and it's just like, how much are the Wilson Deep Reds? And it's like $400. Marked down that year, $350. Yeah, that's a great price. I was like, oh, that's too much. I'm a poor college student. I'm not going to buy one of these. So a little disappointed in the price, but the looks. I mean, it's so beautiful. We need to have a closer look at nearby, under the microscope. So before we start into the identification, it came with this. Can you see the little target right here with the arrow? Fat shaft right here. Yeah, do we have a bio waste bag? We need a biohazard bag. Do we have that? What, you're going to report me to OSHA? Oh my goodness. Thanks a lot, Wilson. All right. Identifying features. It's literally etched in titanium. Wilson Deep Red. It's funny because sometimes people list this as like the fat shaft. Yes, it has fat shaft. That's part of it, but the club head, I believe, is called Wilson Deep Red. Am I mistaken? Let me know if I'm not. And you can see the same, you remember that biohazard head cover? Yeah, the same target arrow right there. Fat shaft, beta titanium, 10.5. So the degrees right here, 1 wood, obviously. Then they have this big M for McDonald. Oh, wait, it's Wilson. It's a W. Wilson. W for Wilson. Deep red. Spin around the skirt here. You can see candy apple red, candy apple red, candy apple red. 365 cc's. Spin around the toe. Pretty clean, nice toe profile right here. I like this deep portion right here. Looks like some modern clubs made in the last year or two. I love this face. I love the way that the face profile has this like it looks like a toe biased bulge right here. It's not symmetrical. I like that. I really like that. And then we have this short little hosel right here with a short little ferrule, which makes this shaft look extra fat. This is in response to TaylorMade's bubble shaft. What, you have a fat shaft? Well, our shaft is fatter than your shaft. Let's measure. Those of you guys know me, I love to review like poker chips and stuff, and so I measure like the thickness of these things and the width and stuff. So let's fire up the, okay, I'm in inches. So your normal drivers today are usually like what, 0.335. Look at this, almost half an inch thick. Now that is a fat shaft. What else is there? So it's 0.33 or 0.35, either way. Really, just ridiculously massive. People complain about the shaft being too flexible. I kind of see that, but I'm used to a huge variety of shafts, so I can make do without it. So we have a Graffelloy, regular flex, Pro Light. Oh, look at all, it's so busy. So I decided it wasn't busy enough, so I put my own tape up here. 2001 is when this came out. It looks like a Wilson serial number sticker up here. Is that what this is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A Golf Pride Wilson branded grip. I think there's a W on the end here too. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah, there's a W right here. W shaft. So Yes, it's pretty, but how does it feel out on the range? It was freezing out on the range. My family's been everywhere. I've been to Ohio, back to Georgia. Now we're back in Ohio. We're moving again here soon. So be sure to subscribe. You'll see where we end up. Now, this club, have you ever heard the expression, never meet your heroes? This club is an exception. To me, I always wanted to hit this, and I was interested in it when I was, just getting into like golfing. And it is amazing. It's lightweight. It feels amazing. People complain about the flimsy shaft. I guess if you're really like picky about it, I'm not. So to me, I have no complaints about it. If you are sensitive to flexible shafts, you might want to avoid this because reshafting it is just really difficult. You're going to need some massive shims. So overall, I mean, it looks beautiful. It's fun to hit. It's not too loud. The size is good. The 365 is good. I'd probably go with the 425. And the question arises. Okay, so I like the club, but would I put it in a set? What set would I put it in? What would I team this with? What iron set? What putter? The Wilson iron, the deep red irons, oh yeah, they're okay, but they never jumped out at me. It's like, wow, like the candy apple, hello crown on this club. So would I put this with some Hogans? I'm not so sure I would. Let me know your thoughts. What would you recommend to somebody, to a friend? They said, well, I really like this driver, but what irons would I play with it in that era, 2001? Curious to know. So, Wilson, deep red, for me it's a yes. Why not? I mean, they're so inexpensive. If the shaft breaks, don't worry about reshaft, just get another one. Whatever. Would I recommend this to somebody starting out? This might be a good starter club. They're inexpensive. They're a little bit smaller than some of the most modern clubs in 2021. So you're going to have to work on your, it's going to give you a little bit better feedback. You can work on your face strike and various other things, D-plane, all of that. You guys know the routine. So you could use this viably as a beginner. Great opportunity to learn with something inexpensive and not worry about it. And it's beautiful. So I'm excited to read your comments. As usual, thank you to my patrons. Always like to give them a shout out. Give them some credit because they make all this possible. If you would like to be a patron, you can always visit me on Patreon, Hobby John. I'll put a link in the description below. Same with Amazon. You can support this channel through my Amazon shop. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I am the Vintage Golfer.